Good afternoon, Adam. How is it going this fine sunny Friday?
Yeah, another warm one, but all good. Yeah, yourself?
Yeah, very toasty. I've got a fan and an aircon unit currently buzzing away. So can you hear it on the thingy, or is it? It's not too bad.
Uh, no, not right now. It's not. It's okay.
Uh, I'll just keep talking, and no one can hear it. So try and get a word in today. Adam, we've got some good updates here. So another busy week. I think we're there's like what 10 here at least. So ones that we've saved. There's obviously many more behind the scenes as well. Which one do you want to start on?
Should we start from the top?
Let's do it.
So,
Take it away.
API. So, yeah, well, I guess we touched on this last week in terms of there was a high volume of API updates, and that's continued into this week as well. So we're just seeing a increased volume of the capabilities of what you can do in HubSpot, but outside of HubSpot. So the one here that we flagged is they do like pipeline tags via the API.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think this is just going to be a bit of a thing for Unbound or Inbound this year. As you can see here, it says this API will be available in our 2026-09, so basically September API version. So I think they're doing a big old release of all these APIs. So there's been probably about 20 different new APIs over the last week. Um, so this one potentially allows you to use the API to control deal tags, lead tags, content, all that sort of stuff, ticket tags, etc., via the API. So, just like Yamini was saying, they want to be able to essentially have anything that's possible with a human doing a click, an agent should be able to do through something like Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini, etc., etc. So, yeah, really interesting. Obviously, this one isn't that notable, but just a general theme kind of emerging, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think from a partner perspective was also good news in terms of speed
Mhm.
of deliverability and being able to then kind of get closer and kind of, you know, be able to do more for the client than
Yeah,
kind of spending a lot of time on mundane tasks.
yeah, no, I completely agree. Give me that reporting API.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Access requests for users and teams. You brought this one up earlier. This one looks really good. I'm glad they provided a screenshot as well. This one looks really good. What's it doing for us?
Yeah, so if you're as a user, you don't have access to do something, you'll now have the ability to request access, which will send a nice notification through to the admin that you ask for access. I think that's nice as well that you can select an admin rather than, especially in large enterprise accounts, multiple super admins all
It
getting a
goes to everyone,
notification
right?
about something, yeah, they don't even need to know about. So yeah,
They
not
need to
nice
do
to
this
have.
for yeah, they need to do that, don't they? For when you like have to say like, can you remove my two-factor authentication and that type of stuff? That would be
Yeah,
mega. Bring this
yeah,
to
absolutely.
bring this everywhere, and we're going to be very very happy. So yeah, that's it's good to see that on the list, and yeah, it's just going to make life a lot easier. And interestingly, all hubs and tiers. So yeah, like that as well. This sort of stuff's typically on an enterprise account, but yeah, that's lovely to see that. Brilliant. This one makes me very happy as an Android user. The superior class. The ability here to have the mobile note taker on Android, whereas it's just been iOS for a long, long time. This is going to make life a lot easier because I think probably a lot of companies do issue Android devices because they're just cheaper, right? So this is going to be a bit of a game changer, isn't it, for those businesses?
Yeah, yeah, welcome. Yeah, so obviously I've had it on my iOS for a little while now, but yeah, it's really good to be able to go in-person meeting just to have your phone on the table, taking the notes, allows you to be more present in the meeting. So yeah, obviously really good to see that come to Android as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. There's so many notes on here. It says here the most important thing that reps can also record when they are offline and then associate the recording when they're back online. So even if you're like on a construction site, in a quarry, on a customer site, you haven't got Wi-Fi, whatever, no signal, um, you can do the recording. It stores in the app, and then you go, "Oh yeah, hey, you're online," and yeah, fantastic. So I think
I
that's
like
really,
that.
yeah, it's super strong. And again, here it's like they're trying to bring HubSpot closer to zero admin for sales reps, right? Because you combine this with the smart deal progression and all that type of stuff. Yeah, it's just such a winner. Yeah, really looking forward to using this. I've got an in-person meeting on Wednesday, so I'll see if I can use it then as well. Very exciting times. Um,
Indeed.
should we
Yeah.
should we skip these two for now, just because the property history stuff, because it still hasn't loaded on the other tab, so strangely. But should we talk about to keep on the note taker vibe and talk about this one?
Yeah, on a similar note, yeah, there's been enhanced ability for the transcriptions on your calls and meetings. Oh, actually, I'll tell a lie. Just on video meetings, it says that these improvements are only available for video meetings.
Yeah, only for video meetings, and I think pretty much without kind of poo-pooing it a bit, I think this is just them switching the AI model that powers the note taker rather than anything particularly special. I think they've probably just switched it over to, like a new version of, OpenAI's like, is it 5.6? They do like a super fast version of it now called Soul Fast or something. I can't remember what it's called, but um, I think they've moved it over there. So therefore, this is a lot quicker, 4 times faster than previous. Because I was noticing that when we were having meetings, and it was like 2 hours later, but your transcript's ready. I was like, I wanted it ready 10 minutes, no, 10 hours, whatever time ago. Like, it's not very useful if it lands in your inbox in the evening.
Yeah, and did you say you have opted this in our portal, right? Because I
Yeah,
would
this
say
isn't.
I have noticeably seen
Oh,
an increase
it,
in speed of the meetings finish, and bam, I've got the notes immediately.
it's massive, a massive, massive difference. So this seems like a no-brainer to me. I haven't obviously checked how accurate the notes and stuff are versus between the two. But for HubSpot to be offering it, they must have done their own QA right internally. So yeah, really, it's a great one. It's nice and simple, but yeah, really, really good. So there's been a couple of controversial LinkedIn posts. I think there's probably a couple of controversial LinkedIn posts per month on this. But usually we wouldn't talk about anything in development, but this is actually expected to release today. So, why not talk about it now? The ability to have maximum marketing contact limit. So your current tier is 3,000, say. So this customer must be on starter. Anyway, and then on the next one here, you can actually say, look, I'm happy to go up to this level. Right. So how many people are going to be saved by this?
I know today is a good day. A really great update, assuming that does come out today. But yeah, one to get on straight away. Set your cap, and then set and forget. You don't need to worry about it anymore. Don't need to get to the end of the month and go, "Well, we're getting close." You've got that to carry you.
Yeah, exactly. And if you know that you are going to upgrade over time eventually and it's like a planned thing, then you just set it to the next tier. And then that just avoids anyone making any big mistakes. And yeah, it's such a good thing. And surprised that it's wasn't here years ago, but it's very good to see. So we're certainly not complaining. Um, yeah, so super admins, anyone with modified billing can set the maximum marketing contact. So ask your friendly neighborhood super admin to do that. Um, should we talk about social posts? So we were quite excited on this one, weren't we, in our team meeting this morning? Um, Custom properties on social posts sounds very, very boring, but is going to enable some pretty cool stuff, right?
Yeah, especially for reporting, right? It's going to give you some further insights based off of those properties that you create. So some of those examples there, where you got content theme or target audience, you can then bring those kind of properties into your custom reports, and then be able to see how your social is performing based on certain themes or certain audiences, which you didn't have that kind of insight before.
Yeah, exactly. Be nice to see sort of things like, um, the content theme, average amount of impressions per post on different themes, like that type of stuff, to see if you've got an area where you should be going, or you could probably even categorize it. You can already do time of day. I was just thinking time of day, but that already comes in. So the interesting thought that I had here is that you can use data agent to enrich those properties for you. So interesting to see what data agent will be able to do there. I wonder if it will be able to read the copy from the social post and say, what part of the funnel was this social post aimed for? Was it like an awareness decision? Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I like that, because that's the kind of thing that's nice to have from an agent, because if you're the person that's written the content, you've obviously written it with an audience in mind to which you think is appropriate for that. Whereas if you've got something consistent that's like doesn't have an emotional attachment to the work that's been produced, that's going to give you a much more consistent output of, actually you think you've targeted this at this decision maker stage, but actually it's more awareness perhaps. So I think
Yeah,
that's nice to be able to use the data agent to populate them.
yeah, that's really good. And also the notable thing here about it being marketing hub enterprise and professional is that what you'll be able to do on the enterprise level, no doubt, is then lock some of those properties from being edited by other people. So if you've got a data agent editing something, setting a category or whatever it might be, and you don't want your team to go, and override it. then you can set that on the enterprise level with the ability to lock properties behind anything else. So they'll just behave like normal properties, funnily enough, but the possibilities are pretty much endless on that, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah, nice little combo there.
Yeah, exactly. So good stuff. We'll come back to those other two in a minute, but scheduled prompts in Breeze Assistant, I'm pretty excited for this. Like I don't use Breeze that much, if I'm honest, but if, HubSpot's already doing a lot for us around, prep for this meeting, do that, blah, 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 do this. But every Monday as a sales manager, you know, prepare me a, report of who's overdue on your deals, rank them by who's got the most up, whatever it might be, scheduled every Monday in HubSpot using HubSpot data. That's going to be, a winner.
Definitely, yeah. I've got some clients where they're using a saved prompt and then they're just running it at the end of every month where they need to report on their tele business. Where now, they should just be able to schedule that prompt and it will just do it for you. So it saves a few clicks. But how does it actually send you the output? So if you schedule the prompt, does it say on there? If you schedule the prompt, how does it then actually every
When it
Monday?
the
Does it send
result
you an email or does Breeze just pop up?
Yeah, it says when it finishes, the result appears in your chat list as a conversation thread marked clock icon and an unread dot. On mobile, you'll get a push notification that takes you straight to the results. I think it's actually going to be better on mobile, right? When you're on the move. Open
Yeah.
the thread, read the output, and continue the conversation. Interesting. I mean, what I personally do with like Claude or my scheduled stuff, especially stuff that's like, out of hours and things, I get it to send me a Slack DM, and I have a Slack channel specific for that as well. So like a private channel just with me in it that Claude can post to. So I get the notifications from that channel. I wonder if you could try and do that sort of stuff with Breeze, right? If you've got your Slack connected, is that something that could happen potentially? I don't know. It might be an interesting one to explore. I think a lot of people will miss that it appears in your chat list as a conversation thread, but actually, is that helpful? I actually might want a little notification up here, like the bell. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
would
that
want.
would be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I imagine like most people, you're not sat there with this open, are you?
No. And yeah, it would be nice if, because that's almost like a first step into the assistant becoming almost proactive, because obviously at
Yeah,
the moment it's reactive, but it'd be really cool if you could be able to have the assistant pop up, A, because you say schedule something, or B, if you could set some kind of automation where if somebody sets a property, say, that then triggers a workflow, which triggers the assistant to pop up to say, oh, you just updated that property.
yeah.
You might now want to update this and that, or did you know by updating that property it's now triggered this workflow, or so
So many,
people are
so
aware.
many, yeah,
Yeah.
so many variations. Yeah, like even just like how Breeze Assistant, like it comes in at the top of like the activity timeline on the record sometimes if you've got it configured to do that, or in the overview panel or the right hand side or wherever. Be
Mm.
good if then went, oh, you just did that, great. So like it's proactive, like you said. Interestingly, I think this is already possible, not for us as mere mortals, but on the HubSpot, when we go to our partner kind of dashboard in HubSpot on our own HubSpot, the assistant pops up automatically and says, "Hey, I'm your partner assistant."
Okay.
So the functionality is there, clearly.
Maybe something's coming. Maybe we've just unraveled something unknowingly. That's something
We've
that's
just ruined
that's a big
Unbound.
update. Yeah.
Yeah, Unbound is ruined for everyone. Sorry, you heard it here first. Are we going to do bets? Are we going to do bets again this year? Last year we did, didn't we? They weren't monetary bets, but they were, more like ego bets of what HubSpot are going to release, right?
Yeah, maybe we'll say that for the next part, and then it gives us a week to think of things.
That's true. We need to figure out when we're actually getting the preview, actually, because usually we'd have notified about the preview by now.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, because it is coming up rapidly. So maybe
Maybe
we'll
the
have to
preview.
have a pretty good one for next week. Do that on the pub next week.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it if we do get notified about when the when we get our partner preview. We'll have to run a mini pub just before it, so that we cement it that we didn't know. Cool. So some really good stuff there in Breeze Assistant. So let's have a look at this one here. So do you want to talk through this kind of table update and what you can, what's the plan that you can do with this? Because at the moment I can't see this working in our demo portal, or it's not enabled just yet, even though I have joined the have
Yeah,
joined.
I mean, from our understanding, obviously at the moment, when you view a property history, it kind of does almost pop up as a table
Yeah,
currently, but it's purely visual in terms of you can click through to the source of, say, it was updated via workflow, you click into the workflow. But what I think this is saying is that table will become almost a bit more like the index view table, where you can actually edit within the table. So I think it's going to give you the ability to restore from when you're viewing a property history, to actually restore it from within this table. But as you say, it's in public beta, but it hasn't actually come through for us yet. So we're not 100% sure, but that's my understanding anyway.
Yeah, this obviously is one of our demo contacts, just to be clear. But like you said, like, the table's definitely better. You can do all of this type of good stuff. Change stuff around, but the actual inline thing that it was promising isn't quite in there yet. This is what they're saying. It's saying from a side panel, hover over the row, and click restore all from this source is what we were looking forward to, and then revert
Yeah.
kind of sync properties as well. So if you did an accidental overwrite, you could just go into that table and press undo. Basically, is what they're kind of pitching here, aren't they? But yeah, we haven't seen this
Yeah.
pop up yet. So maybe on next week's pub it will be ready.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, and then interactive property history, which is nice.
Yeah, that would be good. I think as long as again it respect, it'd be nice to have a permission on this, right?
Yes.
Stop
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
stop people reverting stuff would be interesting. Anyway, I'd be very interested to see how that also then applies when you export property history. I bet hopefully it like maintains the fact that it went. There's a few like downstream actions on there, isn't there? So
Yeah, it must do. It must do. Yeah, you'd
yeah,
have thought
like,
that would still capture it to say restored by, yeah, within the property history table kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Some good updates again. And no doubt there's going to be more that drop later this afternoon, and we'll be behind again. We always seem to be. But, that's there's been some good ones this week. So I'm very much looking forward to when Unbound and Inbound or whatever is going to be announced, and let's see what's coming through for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been I think we're averaging just over 100 a month. So
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they've got any more, if they've got some rabbits to pull out of hats at Unbound this year.
Sometimes you just think, what else could they possibly do? And then they just go, oh, hey, you know what? We've got this new project management tool called Teamwork. Do you want to go into private beta with that? And you're like, okay, great. Like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And everything just comes out of the woodwork. You think, actually, yeah, I did need that. So anyway, we digress. Thanks, Adam, for joining another pub, and we will see you next week.
Yeah. Have a good weekend. Cheers, Matt.
You too. Cheers.